Posture is something modern day everybody stresses about so much more than they need to. You're probably worrying about it, and that's why you clicked on this video. Your parents probably worry about it and blame XYZ factors in their childhood for this reason that they've got a bad posture. But I'm telling you right now, first off, your posture's not as bad as you think, and second off, if it is really that bad, I'm going to give you 4 secrets today that's going to enable you to be able to fix your posture and make it exceptional. Just like a human's supposed to with that S curve. I'll put a picture up, obviously, probably on that side. That's how a skeletal system's supposed to look like. But nowadays you have people with all sorts of crappy C shapes, bananas they are. That's what I call them, bananas. And that's why today I'd like to propose a solution for your bad posture. Number 1, you sit down too much. Try this stretch while sitting down, and I guarantee you it will strengthen your lower back and be able to fix this and turn it into something a little bit more natural. But to be honest, if you sit down, there's only one of 2 ways your spine can bend incorrectly. One of which being hunch forward, and the other of which being like really far back. The first proposal I'd like to give is something called a sat down good morning. And obviously because I'm sitting down, I'm more than able to show you now. Essentially what this is something where you just hinge your back in a seated position. It's almost like you're going down for a deadlift, but because you're sitting down, it's literally just the hinge of the back. And as long as you're doing your best to keep your back flat, straight, even with no weights, this over a lot of time is going to be able to strengthen your lower back, which is going to be able to help your posture in the long run. Excellent. Number 2 thing I suggest doing, which is if your back's like this, I guess, what I need you to do is try your best to do this exercise, which is going to strengthen your core and to keep your lower back flat. I don't know how I'm going to show you, but the premise is you sit on the floor, you have your hands down somewhere, and you move them further forward. I'm trying to do it here for the sake of being. And because you're on the floor, your legs are like this. You just need to bring your legs up as far as you can without rocking. It's going to strengthen your lower abs, which is going to help you hold an L sit, and simultaneously, it's going to be able to strengthen your lower back again. And I'm not saying it's core related, so it's going to strengthen your lower back. I'm saying because of this, you're bending further than 90 degrees. It's going to be able to help strengthen that lower back, which is oftentimes a great problem, especially when we're talking about posture. The third reason you might have bad posture is simply because of you got weak hips. You have weak hips. And not only did this L sit exercise help those weak hips, but it also helps you with something else, which I'm about to show you. Yeah, this is the one. Essentially what you do is you're in a lunge, but it's not just no basic lunge. It's a lunge where your back leg is really far out. I don't know if I can show you without putting my foot on the bench. This isn't how you should do it, but you should have it really far out. And it will strengthen like your hips here. For certain it works. Obviously I've tried all this out because I was really self-conscious about my posture at one point as well. Just like you were, honestly. It's horrible. I was constantly thinking I had pelvic tilt. And I thought, oh, I have pelvic tilt because my glutes are weak or whatever. And therefore I tried to overcompensate. By overcompensating, what I mean is tense my glutes as much as I could and start rolling forward and developing this shape, and it becomes negative. So one thing I want to just disclose really quickly if you're still watching to this point is you can do these exercises, they'll for sure help your posture become stronger. But if you're doing the wrong exercises too much, none of these exercises are the wrong ones, but if you're doing them too much and you're trying to overcompensate, in the long run you're probably giving yourself the other issue. Whether you have anterior pelvic tilt or posterior, you're going to give yourself the other. If it's currently like this, I don't know, if it's currently like this picture, then obviously you're going to try and overcompensate and you're going to end up turning into this picture and vice versa. You might end up alternating and switching accidentally, so be very cautious on what you're doing. Make sure that most importantly is you're strengthening the muscles that allow you to stand with a normal human stance. And I just had to throw that out there because I know some of you are going to take this to the absolute extreme, do them all the time, and possibly end up ruining your posture, which is completely fine, or make it just about off. And the number 4 thing I'm going to say in this video is probably one you've all heard before, but what I need you to do is get up against the wall. And against the wall, you can also do this on the floor as well. This is something I found out, you can do this on the floor as well, it's fine, because gravity's pushing you down anyway. On the floor or the wall that you're against, You need to have your heels, right, against the wall. I can't really show you, right? That's why I'm recording here. You need to have your heels against the floor or the wall. You need to have your glutes or your hips. You need to have your rear delts, so essentially your shoulders and the back of your head touching. If you can't do all four, then it's probably a sign that you have bad posture. And if you're worrying about a little arch in your lower back, you do not need to worry about that. That's literally a natural thing. Like I said, the skeletal system looks like this. Do you see that it has a little bit of a curve like that before it curves up to the upper back? I'm not saying it's a huge S, I'm saying it's like a small S shape. That's how the skeletal is supposed to look. So if you're worried about a small little arch, then you're probably watching the wrong content. You need to stop worrying about your posture so much. And if you're really, really worried, like I said, especially do exercise number one. Exercise number one is exceptional. You know, like I said, the seated good morning, where you go all the way down. That hinging exercise is exceptional. It's going to allow you to strengthen your lower back, your deadlifts in the long run, all that stuff. It's really good. I would suggest, honestly, anybody to do it, even without posture issues. I think it's an exceptional exercise and everybody should be using it more, utilising it more. So yeah, if you're somebody who's struggling to put your rear delt or your back of your head, or you shouldn't be struggling with the back of your head or your heels, it will likely be your hips or your rear delts, whichever one it is. Try your best to bring them down. Try your best to bring them down. That's one of the greatest ways you're going to improve your posture. Because you can strengthen all the muscles but still have bad posture, because that's just, you know, how you've grown up. You've just grown up to play like this on the Xbox. You've grown up to stand up tall, and the grandest mistake I've ever heard, which is just roll your shoulders back. Do you want to know why it's a big mistake? Because instead of having the small arch at the top, the spine naturally rounds round into your head, you're removing that. Because you're going like this. By straightening your back and straightening your spine, what you're doing is you're giving yourself that reverse C curve, if you know what I'm saying. Like the pelvic tilt issue. Instead of standing, you're sort of like, I hope you can see me, okay? Actually, I'll make sure. Instead of standing normal, try and stand like this. And as you can see, I'll start pushing out my belly. And I start throwing out my back into like that Donald Duck posture. By trying to stand up straight. So that's one great mistake that you should certainly avoid when doing these posture exercises. I apologise for any of the background noise in this video. I'm just trying to provide value for you each and every single day. I apologise for the geese and the duck and whatever else in this beautiful wildlife we live in. But I thought it's a lot nicer than looking at some dodgy room to look outside into something beautiful. But regardless, I hope you can use this video as a huge resource, like tool I guess, like a bank if you want. You ever got any of these issues, you can let me know in the comments below, saying how maybe you went about solving it as well. Because these have all worked for me. When I was overthinking about my posture, and I did loads of research and I actually felt my back and helping it. Worked for me. These 4 advices worked exceptionally well for me. And they probably will work exceptionally well for you, but there's also other exercises that other people might have used. So have you got any other advice that you'd like to put? Please make sure to leave it in the comments below, because I want this video to be the most valuable video on the planet for those struggling with posture. Because posture's a big issue, man. Either we overthink about our posture, or we never think about our posture and it's terrible. Think about that YouTuber who has that forward head. Of course you're comparing yourself to him because you're watching him all the time. And of course you don't know what normal posture looks like, because this gaming posture has been normalised. I really feel for you. I just hope this video can help you and actually enable you to realise your posture is probably better than you think. And when I say a little bit better, I don't mean a little bit better than you think. I mean it's probably way better than you think. It's probably closer to normal than they present it out to be. So make sure to be brave and be confident about your posture, because I guarantee you it's not as bad as you actually think. And as always, may God bless each and every single one of you. Stay strong up there, and we'll see you all tomorrow.